So I got a comment a little while ago asking this question, and I wanted to address it because I've gotten it a couple times in emails and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to make these videos short because I know that long videos take a long time to watch and not a lot of people want to spend that time. But the question she asked was, should I be seeing a dermatologist or a beautician? And honestly, for me to answer that question, I think it really depends on your situation. There are beauticians or estheticians and dermatologists. Now, what's the difference? Well, a dermatologist has gone through medical school and they are considered a doctor. A beautician is someone who has studied the skin, who has, at least here in California, they've gone to the cosmetology board and been certified to speak about and treat that subject, but they aren't as skilled as a dermatologist, they don't have as much education as a dermatologist, and they can't do everything a dermatologist can. For instance, lancing a pimple, which is kind of like popping a pimple, you can obviously do that to yourself, but with a needle, a dermatologist can do that. They can drain a cyst. They can make incisions into the skin. A beautician or an esthetician is not allowed to do that. They are only allowed to do things a little bit topically. So the question she asked is, should she be seeing a beautician or a dermatologist for her acne? And honestly, that's very, very difficult depending on your situation. If you have mild acne or mild skincare problems, it might be good to go to a beautician if you don't want to spend the money at a dermatologist, because you can get tips and tricks and advice from them because they do know a bit about the skin. And it's not going to cost as much as the dermatologist. Also, I have to say, many dermatologists are very bad with acne. Dermatologists get paid by their patients for like what kind of procedure it is. For instance, if someone comes in and wants to get Botox done, that dermatologist is going to get paid $500 from either private or insurance company to talk to them and see them. Now, someone who comes in with acne, the dermatologist is generally only going to get paid maybe $20 to $50, depending on the circumstances. And so a lot of times dermatologists don't spend that much time on them because they don't get paid as much. And I ran into that a lot, and it was very frustrating, whereas the beauticians or estheticians that I spoke to were a bit more willing to talk to me because they got paid on either the time or what procedures they did. What will they do to treat you? Well, a dermatologist can prescribe medications. A dermatologist can prescribe certain drugs and antibiotics and also certain topical creams, such as Retin-A Micro or Retin-A products, such as Differin, such as Dorox, and those kind of things with affidavitoline gel or whatever. Beauticians can't prescribe those, but they can give you over-the-counter things with glycolic acid, with salicylic acid, or recommend things from the drugstore. Beauticians can also do facials and give you stuff like that. If you go to a dermatologist, they're probably not going to give you a facial. They might give you a peel, or they might give you light therapy or something. In my experience, dermatologists have been a little bit more abrasive than beauticians or estheticians because estheticians aren't allowed to be as abrasive. And like peel off the skin and stuff like that. But estheticians do face peels as well though. So should you be seeing one or the other? It really depends on your situation. If you have really severe acne or really severe skin issues, it's definitely best to see a dermatologist first. But if you have minor skin issues or think this is something that could be fixed fairly easily, you just don't know something, or you want, maybe you have a lot of questions that you want answered, go ahead and see the beautician. And the other thing is that money. If you don't have either a really good insurance plan or a lot of money, a dermatologist might not work for you because dermatologists can charge a lot of money. Sometimes a copay for insurance is even expensive depending on what kind of insurance you have, whether it's HMO or PPO, or at least here in the US. It can be very, very pricey, and if you don't have insurance, you're looking at thousands of dollars worth of medical bills. Now, an esthetician, you can find them, and generally they charge you on the procedure. You can still ask them questions. Granted, they haven't had that medical school training, but they are a lot less expensive. And if you go to a beauty school or a cosmetology school where estheticians are training to become more professional, that is generally even more of a discount. Let's say it costs you $50 to go speak to a beautician about your skin condition and get like a facial or something. If you go to a beauty school, it'll generally be maybe $25. And the difference is beauty school, people are kind of learning on you. So you're talking with teachers who know what they're doing, who've been certified, but students who are still learning in the process. So be careful with that. But that is an option, whereas if you see a beautician or an esthetician, they've already received that training and gone through that schooling period. So those are kind of the differences between aesthetics and dermatology, and really, should you see one or the other, it is completely up to your skin and up to you. If you have a good insurance plan, or if you can pay medical bills, then I would definitely recommend a dermatologist just because they do have that training. And they do have more resources available to them. But then again, you have to find one who's really going to take the time to care for your needs. And as far as beauticians go, I have met beauticians who are even more knowledgeable and sweeter and kinder and more helpful than dermatologists. But you know, they can't lance a pimple. They can't do as much light therapy, etc., etc. So I love you guys. I hope that this answered your question, lovely. I hope this video was short, because if it's not, then I'll feel like a failure. But I tried. So I love you guys so much. Again, I hope this helped. If you have other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Love you guys. Bye.